Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
You can say a lot of things about the 49ers, but one of the things you can't say is that they're boring. The way they build their roster is boring, because today's prospect, Jason Poe, is the exact opposite of boring or conventional or whatever. He's an absolute freak. Where does he play? Interior offensive line. Hoping eventually maybe some center snaps, but right now just guard. Last year, Jason Poe came in at number 75. Today, number 51. Want to say thank you to Josh, the 49ers guru, for doing all the background research, just killing it throughout this entire series. Now, we're kind of in this quicksand area of this countdown. We have 5 players, and Jason Poe's the final of these 5, that are within 21 rank points, okay? So, again, if you're just now catching up with us, we had 5 executive producers rank 1 through 91, every single player on the Niners roster. We have 91 because we have a international exemption with Gutierrez, the right tackle. Now, golf scores, lowest scores, better, all those things. 5 players: Charlie Warner, Tabor Pepper, Marcelino McCrary-Ball, Nick Sakale, Jason Poe. All 5 are divided by only 21 rank points from number 55 Charlie Warner to Jason Poe. These guys were just smushed together, so close for us, so close together. Now, Jason Poe's interesting because this kid got told in high school to be a manager because he was so bad at football. They didn't want him on the team anymore. To transferring to multiple schools, defense, tight end, running back, and finds his spot at offensive line. Now, he wears jersey number 51, and that kind of, again, tells you 49ers are not planning on doing anything too creative with him because he doesn't have an eligible number. But the most fascinating thing to me is, like, you go through his metrics. He's 6'1", 300. There is not an offensive guard in the NFL that is that small. And when you see Jason Poe out there with the O-line group, you're like, who is mini-me out there? Now, the size of the height and weight, yeah, he is small, but he's stronger than almost all of them as well. So the athleticism, all that, he won the award. Well, not that it was necessarily an award, but Mike Renner of PFF said he is the best pulling lineman in the entire draft last year. He didn't get drafted because teams do have those thresholds for height, weight, speed, all those things, and he just does not clear. You just see him, and you're just like, that is a small version of Trent Williams, but overly small. So small, in fact, that the closest comp I could find is on the 49ers roster, but he doesn't play offense. Listen to these numbers. Javon Hargrave, the huge free agent signing, $21 million, and this is why when we got Jason Poe, I said I want to play in defensive tackle. I didn't find that he was so close to Javon Hargrave till recently, really this morning. Listen to this. Poe, 6'1", Hargrave, 6'1". Poe, 300 pounds, Hargrave, 309. Arm length, both have 32-inch arms. 40-yard dash, Jason Poe ran a 4.95. Hargrave, 4.93. 10-yard split, burst off the ball. Poe, 175. Hargrave, 169. Bench press reps, Poe's got them here. 34 bench press reps for Jason Poe, 29 for Javon Hargrave. They're identical build, body weight, athleticism, burst, speed, strength, all those things. They're identical. And again, I kept saying, like, man, I look at Jason Poe, 6'1", 300. He fits, you know, Marcel Hurst, Javon Hargrave. You can go, like, he has such a weird build, but they love him on the offensive side. The 49ers absolutely treasure this guy going into his second season. He won the MVP of the practice squad last year. Him on offense, Quantrez Knight on defense, who we've already done his episode. Just such a weird player. Now, played at Fitzgerald High School, the Purple Hurricanes, baby. Went to Lenore-Rhine, then transferred to Hutchinson Community College, then transferred to the Mercer Bears. He's had quite the journey. When he didn't get drafted, he put out kind of his own workout tape that he just did on a field with some friends and showed that he could throw the ball, he could be a running back, he could be a tight end, he could be a pass catcher. Just the athleticism, it's off the charts. Now, while he was in college, very decorated. Repeated the league as the Jacobs Blocking Trophy Award winner. That's given to the best offensive lineman in the entire South Atlantic Conference. He did it twice, back-to-back years. Named first-team All-American Division II, second-team All-American D2 the year before. All first-team All-Conference and region. Started 14 games for Lenore Ryan. Then, after he transfers, here's where it gets crazy. He starts 13 games for the Bears, which he shows up to this new place his first year and then becomes team captain for Mercer right off the bat. Like, this kid makes no sense. There are not a lot of Mercer athletes in the NFL, and he's just interesting. I don't know what else to say about him besides the fact that, man, this dude is just an athlete first, that the Niners are trying to groom into a starting caliber interior offensive lineman. Josh put it here, should have been in the American Ninja Warrior at 300 pounds. Like, what he does is just, it's unreal. Trained with Trent Williams all offseason. So, again, there's something there. There's no doubt about that. Played right guard in college, and I think that's probably where he's going to be. If you look at where the Niners have started playing him last year in the preseason games, and then already in OTAs and all that stuff, he's playing guard. So I think he's the number 2 guard, backup guard, behind John Feliciano, who they paid to come in this year, and that Daniel Brunskill role. So, your starting guards, Aaron Banks, Spencer Burford, John Feliciano, I think backs both of them up, and then you have Jason Poes. So not quite sure he's going to make the 53. Just because I don't think there's that many teams that are interested in somebody that's so small for their guard position. But, man, if you run an outside zone scheme, you see the fit. You see it. The athleticism is off of the charts. He's just got to get better at other things. It's funny. During the preseason last year in 2022, he played in 3 games, had 113 offensive snaps. Got good playing time. The first game he played in, he had the highest PFF score for run blocking and the lowest for pass blocking, right? Raw. Very next game, guess what he did? Flipped him completely. He had the lowest run blocking and the highest pass blocking grade of the whole team. Consistency, experience, becoming a pro, what that means, this is what he has to kind of get to. He's just fun. I don't see a way in which he's not kept around. They did bring in, a lot of guard competition, with especially the undrafted free agents, Ilm Manning. They also brought in probably the biggest one, Joey Fisher, who was a tackle. They're moving to guard as well. Guard depth chart for this team, it runs 3 deep at left guard, 3 deep at right guard. It is going to be an absolute mayhem battle through preseason and training camp for who's going to land those roster spots, and on top of that, who's going to land the practice squad. This is a tough battle, but I cannot find a way, and there's a reason why we got him number 51 here. I can't find a way that Jason Poe is not with the 49ers. It just doesn't make sense. They've invested in him. They love him. Trent Williams working out with him. This kid's going to be around, and if he gets his opportunity, I sure as hell ain't betting against him. He's too damn fun. The Incredible Hulk miniature at offensive guard, even though he should probably play fullback, tight end, or defensive tackle, that's okay. I hope it works out for him, but I'm excited to see his transition and see if he can kind of rise up those ranks a little bit. But that's Jason Poe, number 51 on our roster countdown.